It's the 24th of the 6th, 2023, and my upload from the sunny southwest this morning is with regard to the social influencers that are taking responsibility for lockdown. I might remind the Britons and the Northern Irish residents regarding the truth and the reality of the crimes I've been experiencing and the frauds and the racketeers that are still active here in the southwest of Ireland, masquerading themselves in a very insincere light and disrespecting the principles of sanity and sobriety. These people have no moral compass or code. They have offended the north of Ireland and Britain for a long time, and they have been of offences against the Irish state as well. So there's a lot happening. As I've mentioned, throughout all of this documentary, I am the sole reason that lockdown occurred, and my input as a Narcotics Anonymous recovery advocate into this circumstance is being disrespected. There has been health and wealth recovery as a consequence of me, and there is a silly, nonsensical factor in this situation that is spinning tales that are quite untrue and quite unsafe for any authorities to be supporting. Anyone in the Dangani Kush region that is frauding creative intellectual property from me. I'm an educator, I'm a Narcotics Anonymous recovery advocate, and I'm a Royal Humanitarian with the past 25 years. So those people that are disrespecting the field of psychiatry in the University Hospital over in Rathas, County Kerry, there have been incidents of unlawful detainment, and we also know the role of individuals in the mental health services that are accommodating ASBOs and frauds of my creative property, intellectual property. I'm not an involuntary patient. I'm not a patient of any mental health service agency. So it's very unsafe for the Ombudsman for Children or the Department of Agriculture, I might add, to be working with any factual information. I'm a property owner of 2 holdings in Ardfert and Kilflynn. I'm a mother to Garrod McCalligan, born on the 14th of the 10th, 2015, and I am of the legislation of this country. The face of this country has changed as a consequence of my recovery advocacy, and those that are of academic fraud regarding Narcotics Anonymous fellowship advocacy are in very serious breach of the law. So those that have discussed sanity and sobriety principles and that aren't of crime prevention and that have been a part of the crimes and that have been taking credit for COVID-19, then there is a serious issue ahead of you with the consequences of crimes against my recovery advocacy. Those people that have been frauding via social influencing from this community for the past 20 years have no reign or control over their urge to cause issues that they are not mature, responsible adults enough to resolve or repair. So those people of the United Nations that are aware of lockdown and creative intellectual property fraud, theft, and all those issues around mental health and County Kerry, the issues of blasphemy and sacrilege, those people that are on my farms, on my house and home in Ardfert, Tubbard Hill, while I'm in this dangerous circumstance of an environment to accommodate filthy frauds, is really serious. Those people that are on my farms are putting their lives at risk. It's a punishable crime, as is the creative intellectual property theft from lockdown, COVID-19 and Brexit. So the PSNI, the Garda Síochána, the Department of Justice, you're aware that my child is a missing person, illegally separated from my care, on behalf of social influencers and creative artists that are putting children's lives at risk. So, as I've said, there has been sacrilege in this community. There have been individuals that are suffering from mental illness that are still a problem and that are still ASBO and that are still making matters problematic. Those people that are working with the disease are making a very sick situation for society. Those offending my royalty, that's a penalising that's penalised. That's a penalty that's put on people then for not observing protocol. So this entire situation that I'm tolerating, that has benefited and prospered the health and wealth of Britain and Ireland alike in certain respects, is being offended. The European Court of Human Rights, you've heard from me since 2019, there are mentally disturbed individuals in my proximity that are not treating their mental health illness. Those of the Kerry University Hospital and their representatives that are using factual information to defame my name had better correct their slander of my character before their children have to pay for their crimes against the state. My child is still a missing person, so those people that don't have respect for the church or the children are condemned, I would say, to repeat the sins of our fathers not paying their way. So those that aren't paying their way and walking on to property I own are making people's lives unsafe. Those disrespecting all my faith practices in the best interest of recovery advocacy, I have concerns for those that are of blasphemy. So those that are ignoring the reality and working with the disease, you're a serious concern for me. As I'm on protocol, those people that are not observing and that are not adhering, I have to explicitly and clearly and as succinctly and honestly and considerately as possible make it very clear that any changes to the legislation to accommodate crimes against my rights without honouring the debts that this country owes me is putting all development from lockdown at risk. People's lives were saved as a consequence of me, and there are people that are in trouble with the church already. So I'm not fanatical, but there are people that take their faith very seriously. So those that are of a poor political stance, please be careful about the children. It's the children that get damaged for, I suppose, being accommodated against me. Those that are offending the child I gave birth to, please stay off my farms is the best advice that could be given. Those offending my health that have disrespected the Hippocratic Oath, you're not safe in the field of medicine, disrespecting people's health and well-being. So that's as much as I'll say for this. Those that are working with factual information, be very careful of the publicity that you are garnering in crimes against my royal families and my royal titles. If the Garda Síochána don't locate my child, my farms in Ardfort and Kilflyn are unsafe for any developments whatsoever. It's a sad sign of the times.